Hi there, this is Evan here at the Latinum Institute, and in this video I'm going to show you a new free course for people who speak Hindi and want to learn English, or who already know English and want to improve their English. It's free and it's at latinum.substack.com. So what I'm firstly going to do is show you one lesson from this course. There are 60 up at the moment and more will come. I've already produced 100 of the Hindi lessons but haven't had time to upload them all yet. So I'm scrolling down here now to lesson 1 and I will discuss with you how this reading lesson works. So let's open up lesson 1. As you can see, the lesson is built around one word. This is based on the frequency of words in English. So every lesson has a word that's the next most frequent word, but as you will see, the lesson itself does not protect vocabulary, and it has a very wide range of vocabulary. Each lesson stands by itself. There's no need to learn vocabulary lists. There are no tests or no formal tests. So let's have a look at the structure of the lesson. Each lesson starts with a section 1, which is called the construed section. This is based on a very ancient Greek and Roman system for teaching languages that dates all the way back to the 3rd century, maybe before. We found papyruses in Egypt that are written in this format exactly, even using different letter forms for the two languages so you can tell them apart more easily. This can also be used for learning Hindi as well if you read it backwards and you use it as a reverse course. But it's optimized or made best for teaching English to people that speak Hindi. The book is on the table and we go through and see all of these examples, and then in part B we repeat this, but it's a slight test because we are not putting the words next to each other as closely, and we have more natural language order here. And then in part C, this is where you know whether you learn the material or not, we only give it in the English. Of course, if you're using this course to learn Hindi, then you don't need part C. Part D gives us a little bit of grammar, not too much, about the main topic word of the lesson, with some phrases and common usages and so on. And then we have a section that then gives us some cultural background, a little bit. With a word like this, it's not very much. Every lesson contains a text or a little line from a famous text. Here, all the world's a stage, from Shakespeare. And so on and so forth. So here we have little phrases taken from famous books. Then we have a genre section. This is different in every single lesson, and you will be exposed to different kinds of writing in English. Some of them are about memoirs, people writing in their diaries, books, stories, dialogues, travelogues, recipes, instructions, all kinds of things, depending on the topic word. So the type of thing that we look at will be made to fit the topic word and show it off in its most, practical way so that you get a lot of use. But as you can see, we are not protecting vocabulary. The reason for this is something called Zipf's law, which is that in a language, most words, outside the most frequent ones, are very, very seldom encountered. And so in order to be able to read anything, this system works extremely well because you can be exposed to a very wide variety of material without any restraint on the vocabulary that's being used. And along the way, you will pick up a lot of words. This is more or less how you learn a language when you're talking to people. People informally learn languages this way. They sort of speak a bit, they say, oh, what does that mean? They talk to each other about words and they learn. This is a very natural way of learning. it was used for a very, very long time, right until language learning became something that was taught in universities. And then the academics in the universities no longer liked this system, because in a construed text or an interlinear text, when you are mashing two languages together, especially in part A, then you have to move the word order around a little bit to make everything fit, so that the one language can talk to the other language and communicate with it. And so this means that neither of the two are purely in the best form grammatically, but we fix that problem here by doing part B and part C. And here's the grammar section for that. So this is a typical lesson, and as I said, there are 60 of them. You just learn by reading. That's all. It's very relaxed. There are no texts and no tests. And I invite you to subscribe to Latinum at Substack. It's free. If you want to, you can contribute, but that's not required. And I don't post every single update to your inbox to spam you, but every now and then I create a digest which lists all the latest updates in each language. So, for example, if I put up 10 lessons of this course, I will only notify you of the 10th extra one in the digest, so you don't get too many emails from me. So have a look at this. There are many other languages if you're interested. So if we click over here and we go to the index, which is the easiest way to find everything, you will find that I have a lot of courses for ancient languages: classical Latin, ecclesiastical Latin, that's the Latin of the Roman Catholic Church, Latin for biologists and gardeners and botanists, Latin for medics, pharmacists and herbalists, Latin for lawyers, judges and notaries public, and then a section on Babylonian Aramaic for Talmud, Targum and Midrash. And then below that we have all the modern languages. And some of these have got fewer lessons, some more. I'm constantly creating more content. And as you can see, it's quite an extensive list of languages. And once I reach up to 60 lessons in each of these, I will begin to add more material in possibly other languages. I've had some requests to produce more of these courses in more languages. So Latinum at Substack hasn't been going for very long. I have been producing a lot of material online since 2006, and I have an old Patreon that does Latin audio, if you're interested in that. And that is a subscription-based course. On the website you can also, of course, scroll and find everything here at the top, but that is not as efficient as clicking on the index, which is here. I hope you found that useful, and I hope you subscribe. Thank you.